Hello, 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 hello. Hey, everybody. Look at Miss Sexy Diva coming through with that super sticker already, girl. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it, my mom. Yes. Girl, yes. Appreciate the love and support to the channel. Greatly appreciate it, child, because it looks like it's at a standstill again. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna let God be God. It is what it is. But um, anywho, hello everybody. Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday. To my Mars, my amazing Mars, Miss Maria, Miss Sexy Diva, uh, Miss Denise, Miss My Thoughts, and Miss Carla. Child, hello and welcome, beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. Miss Faces, good evening, everyone. Miss Maria says, good afternoon, squad. Y'all know what it is. It's a G thing. Join the live. It's a vibe. Get in here and close the door. Grab a snack or seat and let's chat it up. Miss Sexy Diva says, hello, G Squad and chat. Hello, beautiful. Miss Maria says, house rules, no CC's names, initials only. Use creative spelling for curse words. Over here, we agree to disagree, respect for discourse only. All is alleged. Our opinion for entertainment. Enjoy. And I did that crap again. Today. I do that every day. Huh, dang. Oh, how about I can't stand it this time. So sensitive. Miss Sanchez says, happy Thursday, everyone in the bushes listening. Hello and welcome. Miss Maria says, help us grow, subscribe, support. $ G Strickland, a super chat, super sticker, and Sheriff joined for $2.99. Tap the screen. If you see the hype button, hit it. Pushes up in the algorithm. And thanks. Uh, Dang it. Ooh. Ms. Maria says, Faith, good afternoon. To the hardest working sister in the chat. Miss Deborah says, hello, G Squad Mars and Chats. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, again, thank you, Miss Sexy Diva, for your super sticker. Greatly appreciate that so much coming through here on this Thursday. Miss Maria says, hello and welcome. Deborah, happy Thursday. Miss Deborah speaking. Miss Maria says, sound check. Hey, friend, where you been? Miss Sexy Diva, thanks for your support. And Miss Sexy Diva says, hello, Maria, my sister Maud. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome, everybody. Y'all get y'all butts on up in here and close the door. I know y'all see the thumbnail, and we got to talk about it because I was like, what? It's really going on. Child, I know the good people up over here. Y'all already got a little taste of tea, and y'all is ready to spill it, child. That part right there, but let me take that off. Mhm. But yes, so y'all get on in here. Let's chat it up for a little bit, child. It's still cold outside. I was gonna be petty on my live today. I'm tell the truth. I was thinking about being petty, but I think I was running off of emotions, so I'm not gonna do it. Not today, anyway. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do it tomorrow, but today, I don't know. It depends on how I feel by the time I get ready to end this live. I just wanted a special guest to come up and join me on the panel. You know, since they like attention and like to talk and be peeping and seeking folk in the background. So, I don't know. I see how it goes. Anyway, may the good Lord work on me, child. May him work on me. But yeah, I just had some questions. I just wanted to ask. But, once you get a lot of bullshit started, people start to look at you and you be thinking it's Bob Whitfield, Sheree Whitfield husband looking at you, you feel some type of way. So I don't know. Perhaps. Anyway. Um, yes, moving on. So Miss Maria says it's 30 degrees with a winter storm advisory. Keep that with you. Keep that right there with you, honey. I don't know. I might need some of that 30 degrees. Chill me out a little bit. Y'all know sometimes you wake up like that and you be like, think it through, think it through, think it through, think it through. That part, you know, your peace and all of that kind of stuff. So peace that surpasses all understanding, honey. I'm still praying for myself, working on myself daily. I am. But you know, as I have been doing, I probably just, let not invite said person on my panel. But go ahead and let big God help me, big God. That's the best thing to do. Miss Sensitive says, tap that like button, please, and thank you. Consider joining for $2.99. It's a vibe. Up over here, up over here. Yes, y'all. I'ma be good. I'm be nice. I'm try. But anyway, so yes, y'all, come on in. For the good people that did not see, Miss Angie Stone and D'Angelo's son up over there on Cameron Hall. He was also on the Breakfast Club yesterday. Y'all get on over there and hear his interview. He's a very handsome young man that is still really, 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 really going through. But in spite of all that he's got on his shoulder, he's pushing through. Miss Deborah says it's 70 degrees where I live. Child, send me a little taste of that there, huh? But yes, he's still pushing through. He was talking about how he had been to all the rehearsals with his mom up until the day of her passing. And he said for some odd reason, she told him, you know, it's your birthday. Go ahead on and enjoy your birthday. I don't want you to come with me. Hmm. Give you a little chills. Miss Maria says that Deborah, I'll trade you. But yeah, he said for some reason that particular day she did not want him to go, and he talked about riding around, in Atlanta traffic. You can be in that traffic for like an hour. And he said there'd be sometimes he would leave home and they talked every day. He said she was his best friend. And she would be calling him. She would call him and he'd be like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. What she want now? You know how we do. What is it now? And he said, yes, steady. He said, man, I'd do anything for that phone to ring and it be her on the other end. I said, boy, don't do this to us. Don't do it. Don't do it, child. Don't do it now. Um, but yeah, and he was talking about getting into the music industry and remixing some of his dad's songs and stuff. His mom had encouraged him to do that. And he said he didn't know his dad had cancer. Up until literally it was too late. The dad had told his uncles and stuff not to let him know what was going on with him and all of that. And when he got that phone call, it was really bad, and he was like asking the uncles, what's going on, and all that kind of stuff. And so they finally told him, but he's a thriving young man with the weight. It looks like the weight of the world on his shoulder, but he's trying to push through. It's been a rough year for him. It really has been a rough year for him. He spoke about being his mom's caretaker. Um, um, up until she was no longer here. She passed the morning after his birthday. Um, But yeah, he's pushing through his music career. He sounds really good. He did a dedication to his mom, but it ended up being a one for the both of them because his dad passed too. So ooh, child, it was a little heavy up over yonder on the Tamarind Hall. He didn't sing on the Breakfast Club, but yeah, he sung over there on Tamarind Hall. Like I said, it sounds really, really good. He's doing an amazing job. So prayers up to him. Like I said, you can see the weight on his shoulder. Um, and he spoke about whenever his mom passed. He didn't. He told the people, "Don't cry. Let's celebrate." That's what a lot of people say a lot of time about celebrating the death of somebody instead of sitting around moping and being sad. Let's do something, laughing and all that kind of stuff. And He said his dad finally showed up. I think it was at the repast. But um, when his dad came, even a lot of people in his family, I guess on his mom's side, was at him, because he's a celebrity. And, they knew that that was his dad, but they was running up to him. Hey, let me get a picture. Can I get an autograph and all that kind of stuff? He like, whoa, good God. I said, daggone. You wouldn't be thinking that, somebody in his family would be fanning out like that, because everybody know that. I guess maybe a lot of them hadn't seen him in person or whatever. But shout out to that young man. He is thriving, y'all. Prayers up for him. He did say that him and his sister and his mom had made a song together before the passing of his mom. Yeah, so yeah, prayers up to him. Child, Tamara did ask him a question, I think pertaining to something of the sort of why did you ever wonder why you was going through all of this? And he said you're not supposed to question God. That is so true. So, shout out to this young man pushing forward, um, positive prayers up for him and his sister and the whole family, y'all. Everybody's still going through because it's only been some months. It's all still fresh and new, especially for his dad. But yeah, shout out to all of them that's involved in that situation. And his music name is Suavo Twain. Yeah, Suavo Twain. That is his name. That's his stage name. But yeah, he's a very handsome young man. But yeah, it's just a lot. I feel like whenever he do break down, mm, mm, mm. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Send the prayer wars to him, Lord. Yes, that part right there, child. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I don't like looking at stuff like that because I get a whole, oh, uh, mm, I cannot. Uh, 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 uh. What y'all think about the people saying that their boy, that young man that said he was in a FO with Cassie child, he is out here looking for Cassie child, or he trying to sue her. He trying to sue Cassie child. I said, Lord, child, these people, celebrities and all this stuff, they got the most problems. And with this money and everybody finding out you getting this money and everybody coming at you and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Miss Candy, how are you? Welcome. And he was talking about, she got rid of a kid that she said was his without him knowing anything of that sort, knowing about it. He spoke about her giving him some things he didn't ask for in the freak offs, and he's a little pissed off behind it, and he feel as though he can get a quarter or two out of it. So, um, they saying that Cassie's in hiding. No one seems to know where Cassie's is at this point in time. But he has been given the go ahead to reach out to try to find Cassie to serve her these papers at any means possible. That's the Lord have mercy, Jesus. This message is gonna never end. Never ending. With this here. Miss Kenny says that guy got paid for messing with Diddler and Cass. He is not a victim. He participated for 8 years. He did participate. He participated, and um, uh, um, he participated, but excuse me. Oh Jesus. Um. Child, I don't know if I'm catching a cold or if it's the sinus. But yeah, he did participate. But he was just saying about the part about the baby. He didn't know about that, and he participated, Miss Candy, because he thought that that girl was going over there to the peoples and getting herself checked and synced about. and all that kind of stuff. And he ended up with Peter Weeder Walker being on a little taste of the fire. He ain't asked for all of that, Miss Candy, but that's what he got. And I think he pissed off because Cassie, people over there paid Cassie about that video at the hotel. And then Diddler done paid Cassie some million. And somebody else paid Cassie some more million. So he was like, well, damn. Can I get one? Sound like to me they was paying him pretty good, so I don't see why he ain't got no money saved up, child. I guess he thought the freak offs would never end. Miss Maria says, more money, more problems. It was only a matter of time before someone popped out with some bullshiggity lawsuit. Miss Candy says, she does not owe him a baby. I would not have a baby about him. Well, no. I guess he's standing on his parental rights at this point in time because she didn't notify him to say, hey, I'm pregnated. You done got me pregnated. What we gonna do? Hey, Miss Denise, girl. She said, hey, y'all at work, listen. Hey, Mama, how are you? How's work going today? But yeah, so he's a little upset behind all of that right there, honey, because she just out there doing stuff and not informing the father when the father felt as though you should have notified me about that. That was very important. Like he wanted the baby and was gonna take care of the baby. Boy, if you don't go sit your bald headed self down somewhere, I hear him making all that unnecessary noise. For what? Child, I cannot. Miss Deborah says, I do not think this guy's going to get anything from Cassie. How do he know if she gave him something when he sold his body for a living? He was a freak. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what he looking for. He looking for. He gonna serve her. And he gonna serve her them good papers, y'all. And y'all say what y'all want to down there, but he said that let's let the judge decide whether or not I deserve any money, money, moolah out of this here. How about that? Miss Maria says if she was pregnant, how he know it was his? Child, I don't give me the line. I don't know. Miss Ceci Davis says hello at Denise, my sister Maud. Miss Maria says at Deborah. Miss Candace says right at Maria. There is no way to test the product of conception. Ooh, yeah. Well, Miss Ceci Davis says hello at Miss Candy Girl, but honey, um, somebody done got up in that boy head, child, and told him, I think you might be able to get $2 or $3 out of this here. If I were you, I'd go for it. What is it gonna hurt, child? I don't know. Cassie might be one of them that's singing in the background, and they communicate and have a little taste of conversation, and she be like, "Yo, dude, how much money you trying to get up out of me? I ain't got time to be going to court because I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of Diddy. I'm sick of everything gonna body. How much? What you want? What is it? Because I know it's about some money." And go ahead and slide him a 500K check on across the table or some child. She be dressed up in black, have a shades on and all that stuff. Be in disguise, and nobody won't know. And here, sign this here piece of paper because don't knock at my daggone door ever again. I hate I told you about I was in a way, and a little one could have been coming along and all that kind of stuff. So gonna leave me alone somewhere. And did it locked up. Your ass out here worrying me too. I just want to live my life, be free with my kids. I gotta have all this dang limit security and stuff. Don't feel safe because Diddy he may be locked up, but child he can still be trying to reach me, child. I don't have time for this here mess no more. Mm-mm. Miss Deborah says, I guess he said it won't hurt to try and sue her. I think that's what it said, honey. Miss Maria says he gonna get exactly what he is owed. Zito. Mm. Was it ever confirmed in court she actually had it? Um, um, she deleted it. Um, he was over there on the Tasha K interview when all of this mess was starting to pop out. And he had did an interview. I remember him doing an interview with Tasha K. And he had spoke about this said baby over there on Tasha K's channel and what had happened with it. But he said she had reached out to him and told him all the information about the baby and all that kind of stuff. Child. I wasn't over yonder, child. I was just over there being nosy. Cause y'all know I'm a little nosy. And I was just listening to it. That's it. That's all. So I don't know what him and Cassie's relationship is. I tell they. Oh, she must be got a new phone. She done blocked everybody. She put everybody on the call block list. Is that what she did? Put everybody on the call block list. I said, Lord, I cannot. Mm-mm. But child, enough of him. I'm sick of him. Where's his receipt? Said child, I don't know. Maybe he got some doctor's receipt because he said his Peter Weeder Walker got all infected and stuff behind that there said situation and stuff. So I guess they're gonna pull some of that right there up. And I don't know about that conversation that he were supposedly had with her about that their baby, about the baby child. I don't know. But anyway, God bless him on his journey, child. God bless him on his journey. I hope he got everything he needs, child. He must have something, y'all, because you know the judge gave him the okay to try to reach out to this here girl or whatever means necessary, because it's like she's not on the map anymore. So we just have to wait around and see what the end is gonna be with this right here, child. See what's gonna happen. Ms. Candy says the courts would have to test everyone he was with. Child. Oh God. Line them up, line them up. Let's go. But as ex-worker STDs are par from the course. Miss Candace says, right at Maria, child. Child, I don't know what them people sign them DAs in, as one that can say NDAs and AB, whatever they sign, child. I don't know what the folk was signing. And they probably don't even know either, child. So we just gotta wait and see what the end gonna be. But child, I was out there on the YouTube streets yesterday, and I was hearing a little taste of some little hot gossip and stuff. And I was like, wait, what? What's really going on? I had to take myself over here and beat a little taste of notes. Child, I said, well, what is going on, child? I had to do the replay, y'all. Um, Miss Candy says NDA don't protect, I guess, don't protect you from STDs. Absolutely not. It doesn't. I hope he knows that as well. But you know, I don't know what they signed over yonder with did and that girl child. We don't know. Mm-mm. But getting back to the matter here. So I had to go over there, being nosy, child. Um, Hotcake said by tomorrow, he wanted all the people to know. And he went live, and I guess he was getting his last cash apps from them people or whatever. But the people was giving him some cash apps and stuff. He spoke about how he had been at Cancun and he was just been traveling abroad and out there enjoying his life, living his life like it was golden and all that kind of stuff. So I guess he was saying that YouTube sent him an email saying that his channel was going to be deleted by tomorrow. Um, um, he said that his channel is being deleted because the CC uh, struck his channel and struck it because she was mad because he was talking about Stormy, allegedly. That's what he said. I didn't say it. So the people was in the chat and they was rah-rah and carrying on. They were rah-rah up over there, honey. There was the people were rah-rah. When I tell y'all they were rah-rah. But and then his aunties was up there and they was talking about when he said that lady couldn't have kids, and he spoke about the queen of reality and all of that. They said they got on him about that. They wanted the people to know that they had got on him about that, and asked him, "Did you have to say all that? Did you have to say it like that? Did you have to go that far with it? What the hell?" They was going off on all like that right there and stuff, but even though, he claimed he apologized or whatever, but for me, listening, he was still calling them out of their names, all both of them, still calling them out of their name and stuff. And it's just really bad. He said he was making like 25, 30K a year from YouTube. But he has other sorts of income, ways of making income, and that was what he was going to do. He had some people from like both sides of the fence, I guess you want to say. They got a chance to go up there on the panel and put their little piece out there, whatever. Miss Candy says Hotcakes know why his channel was taken down. Miss Deborah says, AL said he will be going on TikTok. All of that over yonder, honey. Miss Maria says, I know you in line. Hot Cakes can't be surprised that his channel being squashed with all that damn bullshit he has done. Yep. They said they don't understand why it took a year for YouTube to come at him behind some videos behind that. He was also asked the question, was he able to salvage anything? Be able to keep any of his videos because he worked hard, you know, and all of that. And some spoke about, everybody works hard for their YouTube channel, and you do. You really do. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You really do. You have to work it. You can't have no full-time job being on no YouTube all day long. It's impossible. It's impossible. You got to listen and read and find, and you got to get out there and do all that stuff. It can be overwhelming and it can be draining, and you cannot get paid for all the work you put in. You can make these videos, but YouTube, they decide whether you're gonna get $1 or 50 cents off of it or whatever, honey. It's a lot. It really is a lot, and I'm not gonna take that away from him. But a lot of people was upset and frustrated because he was losing his channel. What if that was his only income? And that is a good question. What if? What if? I don't know his means of income and all that kind of stuff, but he was up there, seemed to be in good spirit and smiling, and said he wasn't gonna let it worry him, and it is what it is, and blah 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 blah. But he can get over on his other platforms, and I guess if he want to really go gutter, just go gutter or whatever he want to talk about. But overall, he was still. mm, Calling names, calling them out of their names, and all that stuff. It was just it was really disgusting. But yes, the people was hot. I mean, fish grease hot. Miss Candy says none of what he said was true, and he sat quiet while those people went on a tangent, speculating, blaming people that had nothing to do with it. Absolutely. Miss Sediva says, channel down. What? Laughing my ass off. Sure. But that's what he said, a PSA. He put it out there for the good people. He was patiently waiting for them to come in and take a seat and join the chat it up and all that kind of stuff, honey. Miss Maria says with a YouTube channel comes a lot if response I guess a lot of responsibility. There are rules and regulations to be followed. He thumbed his nose at all that. Now he finally facing consequences, and they mad. A boy by. There is a lot of rules and regulations with YouTube and the bullying and all of that stuff. I'm a living witness to all of that. Didn't ask for it, but I don't know why people get on YouTube and just act a whole fool. It's so unnecessary. Why y'all be doing all that stuff for? I don't get it, but anyway. Miss Deborah says, I'm surprised it took this long for his channel to be taken down. He have said and did a lot to people on his channel. Yes, ma'am, absolutely. But one time, Miss Deborah, some people were saying, like we go through YouTube, StreamYard and all that, said he went another route or something. And it was more or less like he was invisible, but not invisible, and untouchable, but not untouchable at the same time. So I don't know, but the way he was speaking was like his channel recently just got struck by those videos that he had. Like that person just recently struck his channel behind that stuff, behind Stormy, he said. Miss Candy says, you can't be doxing, harassing, and defaming and expect to keep your channel. The rules are the rules. Absolutely. Um, Miss Shanique says hot cakes line. He knew exactly why his page was struck. That's what he get. He his time. I guess his time is up. Miss Marissa Shanika, hello and welcome. Miss Deborah says right at Candy, and I feel like it was, but he said he didn't feel no ways about it. He didn't really care and all of that kind of stuff. But it was like when he first started talking, he just started calling the queen of reality out of her name. What they call her, fix a flat or something like that. I mean, like, that's a sure sign that you still in your feelings behind this lady, and you're still very much jealous over her. I mean, dude, when you gonna let go and let God? I said like that, let go and let God. I mean, I was doxxed. I really was. Y'all ain't never seen a whole group of a whole whoo child. Whoo Jesus. I ain't gonna do it. Miss Maria says if it was a weather girl, I know he ain't surprised. He worked with her and had to know she would come for him. No, he didn't say he said his channel got taken down behind him offending her. Nothing that she did to him. It was him making videos defending weather girl. And that's why said person struck his channels and all of that kind of stuff. And there was people that joined the panel was saying that people worship her, think that she's God and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, cussing and ooh, ranting and ooh, they was going in. It's Deborah said, "Am I not saying?" And I am not saying this to be mean, but mental health is real, and I pray he gets the help he needs. I do too, Miss Deborah. I really do. Not only him, Miss Deborah. He's not the only person that be out here on the YouTube street causing chaos and all that crazy foolishness, creating stuff that don't even exist, ain't never happened. He's not the only person that do that, I guess. You just said it. Mental illness is real, and whenever they put something in their mind and they know good dog limit well it didn't happen, but then you gonna gather and lie. And the sad part about it is the people fall for it. I don't understand why people love lies, but they do. So I guess like the queen of reality, along with that CC, it's best to just sit back and say, you know what? I'm let God get you. I'm let God get you. He gonna get you too. You watch. Until you make it right. Mm, that part. Miss Deborah says, you are right, G, and I pray for them also. Miss Candace says, he lucky he is not in jail if what he was doing is true. He and the ring got busted. Ooh. Ugh. And that's another thing, y'all. Why you jeopardize yourself behind he said, she said? There's lots of actions I could have taken behind my extravaganza. I could have, but I'm gonna let God handle it. Handle it. Mm-hmm. Cause see, it's probably funny until it's not. When that shoe come on your feet, it ain't gonna be funny no more. But see, it don't sit there with that woulda, coulda, shoulda when you participated in said act. I'm just saying that part right there. But yes, the ladies over there was going in and yelling and cussing, and I've had private conversations with this person, and she's a this and she's a that, and ooh, that was really some of them ladies was raw, no filter. Said, my goodness, child. But I think it was still up. I watched it last night. A lot of people probably won't be able to stomach it, but that is the reason why he's saying that his channel was being deleted because of content pertaining to offending Stormy. And Stormy ain't, he said Stormy ain't thinking about nobody. She ain't thinking about no YouTube. Stormy out there living her best life. Stormy, 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 wonk, 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 wonk. Uh, that part. And of course, if you're trying to stay relevant with her, of course you're gonna get out here on the YouTube streets and boost her up because you hoping and praying that she probably heard your live before it do be deleted or whatever. So that's like a brownie point for you or whatever. Miss Shanique says it was not about no weather girl, and he know it. The CC said why she struck his mofo pay. She ain't said all of that. I be adding some stuff sometimes, y'all, when I be up here reading it. But well, that's his word. That was what he announced to the people over there on that their PSA that he put out. Now that's what he said. Of course, you know he gonna want them to rah rah for him and all of that. Of course, he's gonna want them to do that. But you know, at the same time, you still lying, buddy. You still lying. Ain't no good gonna come to you. Mm mm mm. But he had some of his aunties was over there too. But they do clear out. They call him out in his wrongdoing and all of that kind of bullshitty. But it was a lot, y'all. It was really a lot. I guess it was his farewell or something, child. I don't know, cause you know he really didn't even have to come out. Miss Maria says, Shanique, why did she strike it? Um, Miss Shanique, if you have the answer, I don't know that, but all I know is what he said happened to his channel. And you know what? A lot of people was like, there should have been, there should be like a timeline for, you know, like even with YouTube, how long they can, you know, if they was gonna like more or less saying if they was gonna take his channel, they should have been did it a long time ago. Why they waiting? It's been over a year, so evidently it sounded like to me the people was that was speaking of it knew what it was really about or whatever. Child, it has been over a year, probably, but it has been so much stuff and so much chaos. So you know, I couldn't even begin to think what it really could have been that caused that to happen to him. Miss Deborah says his channel being taken down had nothing to do with Stormy. He is trying to deflect from the real reason. He knows why his channel was removed. Miss Maria says his aunties never said shit about what he was doing. They was rah rah. They said they was singing in the background whenever they get on that axe. That's what they want the people to know. Miss Candy said, gee, he knows why. I'm sure he does, Miss Candy. I'm not saying he don't, but I'm just telling y'all what he put out there to the people. Yes, I'm sure. And there was somebody else's channel got terminated too. You know, there was a lot of people over there that used to be not a fan of Miss Van, but you know, a fan. And you know, they had the dragon clothes on and all of that kind of stuff. And you know, it's just so sad that people can't get along. And two, it's sad too that people be in your circle smiling in your face the whole while they're trying to take your place, backstabbing. Shy act like they ain't did nothing, honey. Ooh, Miss Candy says, of course he will make it look a pretty to save face. He just spoke about how, you know, the traveling and how happy he was all that kind of stuff. I said they steal some probably some stuff behind the traveling part and all of that, but you know, not my business, not our business. So you know, and of course, people gonna do what they're gonna do to make themselves look good. They're gonna say that. So you know, pay attention to the words to be coming out of the people's mouth. Start being an observer. You know, whether you ever known the person, seen the person in real time or whatever. Listen, listen. You can tell through the voice a person's talking and all that kind of stuff. Um, Miss Maria says, anyways, we know Hotcakes is a liar and the truth ain't in him. He trying to drum up sympathy and a back. Wooch! Yeah, the scamming, the scamming, the scamming. That's what I was accused of. Mm. But yeah, yeah. But it was the work for them that he put into his channel. He had did so much stuff to promote his channel. That is not right. That is not right. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, he said that he is appealing it. So if you don't care and you want to get off of YouTube and all of that, I wouldn't even waste my time appealing it. If deep down I know what really went on and what I really done, I just go ahead and leave. Um, Miss Deborah says allegedly CK could have had it removed from him, saying they are getting Trish help in the show, but did not help Kiki. Miss Maria says that at Deborah, do tell. Um, and that's another thing too. Um, they're trying to push that Kiki off on all them other people except for the people that needs to be held accountable for. That really bothers me. I don't like people that do stuff like that. Y'all know exactly what was said. Y'all know exactly the part y'all played in that situation. All of that. But when the devil get inside of people, they don't care nothing about that person, they mental health, saying all of this stuff, putting all that stuff out there, making up all this kind of stuff. Will it push that person to the edge? Could I play a major part in pushing this person over to the edge to no longer be here? Do I care? Evidently, you don't care because you out there doing that type of bullshitty. So, yeah. I've heard other CC say that appeals to YouTube are a waste of time because the decision would not be reversed. Well, probably not. I guess that's just something that they do, trying to follow some protocols or whatever, child. Miss Candy says that show contributed to what happened to her and her family on the show. Miss Deborah says he runs his mouth too much and think he can't be touched. Yeah, yeah, Miss Deborah, a lot of people do that. hmm I mean, I know we're talking about him, but we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. He's not the only person out here on YouTube. I feel as though if the people would just stay to their own place or whatever and leave people alone. Don't get caught up in mess. Subscribers need to stop carrying news and all that kind of stuff. I think might be a better place, but a lot of people just live in chaos. They like chaos. It is what it is. And to be honest with y'all, um, when you don't talk about a bunch of drama and chaos and all that kind of bullshit and keep mess going and tugging at people and cussing people out and all that kind of stuff, you don't really get a whole lot of views, honey. Mm-mm. So the people trying to do what the people got to do to try to get a check, honey. But it takes a lot of energy. I don't have that type of energy to do that. Miss Deborah says he runs his mouth too much, and okay, read out. But yeah, and that's why they keep it going. Um, the piano lady, she popped up there, and she said she had been sick for over 2 weeks, but it was more or less like she was doing a plea, to the crowd, to the people. Um, yes, everybody has been up against each other and all that chaos and all that kind of mess going on. But she said she was praying for peace, y'all. And yes, anybody's heart can change. I hope she's working on changing and not being in mess and all that kind of stuff. And she told the people, I heard what y'all saying. I get it. Yeah, I hate his channel's been taken down and all of this and all of that. She was trying to calm the storm more or less because they was calling those people out of their names, steal and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, that's why people haven't seen her. She said she had been sick, in and out the hospital, I think. Miss Candace says, pay attention to who all the chaos is around. The common denominator is apparent. Yes, Miss Candy, absolutely, absolutely. But absolutely, you're absolutely right. It's a true saying, throw the rock and hide your hand. I ain't did nothing. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I ain't front and center. You one of the key players. You were one of the key players. What they say, if you don't pull the trigger, you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Not accessory to the crime, but Um, y'all know what I'm saying. You might as well have did it. You played such a major part in it. You helped cohers set it up, set it up, set it up on the left side, set it up on the right side, set it up. Hmm. Come on and set it up. Major part. So I'm just saying. Miss Maria said someone said the other day that YouTube has to be aware of the common denominator in all this. Looks like they have started to take notice. Wooch. Wow. Mm. Well, question. So he's been absent a lot. He had gotten to the point where, he really wasn't on YouTube like that. So perhaps, maybe he got some inkling that, something is about to go down because you can get a feeling. And, God will wake you up and shake you and put things and put people in your face and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes you have to put that together. But he's giving you the people, he's giving you the feeling. You just got to connect. So, maybe in his absences and stuff, maybe he was feeling something was about to pop off on him, child. But for those people that's has blinders on, don't want to accept, but claim that they do accept, what he did and talk about it and all of that kind of stuff, maybe they just follow him to wherever he goes. There was like three different sites he had up there: TikTok, Twitter. I'm not really sure if he posted Instagram, but I know it was TikTok was one and Twitter. So maybe they'll follow him over there to those channels, and the chaos will cease. There will be no more chaos. Just peace. I don't know. We have to see. Miss Candy says, "Gee, his actions were recent. This has nothing to do with the weather, girl." I know, Miss Candy. I'm just discussing what I heard. Him saying, and sometimes I might throw my experience in of when I was attacked on YouTube. I might throw something in pertaining to myself, but I know he know that it had to be something because it's a good thing that you said that because somebody said y'all just recently went to court with her. She ain't said nothing about the channel or something of that sort, and he said no, from them going to court. So in other words, nothing that he has ever said or done or said was brought to the courthouse, more or less of the story. Hmm. But it's just a known fact that you can't keep going around messing with folk, and you can't keep going around doing stuff and don't think nothing ain't gonna happen to you. That's right, Miss Candace. She didn't testify in court. It wasn't about her testifying in court, y'all. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about her having witnesses, character witnesses, or whatever you want to call them. It was not about none of that stuff. It really was not. It was just about him being in the same room as her. He want to be able to say one day, he was in same said room with her. That was like a big fantasy for this guy. He just so fascinated by her. He just wanted to be able to say it. So, everybody else had one up on him. A lot of the people that was on the show, or the makeup artists and all those kind of peoples and stuff, they got the opportunity to say, yeah, I was in the room with her. Some people have that type mindset, and that's what that court thing was all about. Never about no money. He didn't care about that bullshit. Although if he would have won it, he'd have been saying thank you. But no, he just wanted to be in the room with her. He couldn't get on the show. He couldn't get in her circle. She wouldn't go out to eat no steak with him. I'm running out of options. What else can I do? Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm going to make this. I'm going to flip this. What happened in that live? I'm going to flip it around. and I'm gonna be in the room with you. I'm gonna have it to where you ain't got no other choice but to appear. You gonna be there. You gonna show up. hmm And you know, it happened. Miss Maria says you have no idea who knows what behind the scenes. You pulling all this shit, dragging people's name and reputation. You have no idea what they can do behind the scenes. Absolutely, and it goes back to you never know who, and who and the connections and all that kind of stuff. You just got to be careful. You know, if it didn't happen to you, speak on what you know. Stop going off of what people are telling you, and ooh, you'll find yourself in a big mess, following in behind some people because they what? They need some attention. I can't get no attention, and I want her attention. I bet you if I do this, I'm gonna get her attention. You know, some people just got sick minds like that. Instead of people telling them the truth, they go along and play with them. So you know. A lot of people getting caught up in this mess. I hate it for, all of them that losing their channel. But like I said, it was I think him and the other lady, I don't know her name. I think it kind of happened to them on the same day or one we received one day and then the other one received the next day or something like that. Um, but it sounds like they was affiliated in the circle or something with each other. Miss Marissa says what gags me is he did all that to breathe the same air as her and ended up with less than he had before all this mess. Yep, yep. Miss Deborah says I follow this one content creator. She used to do reality TV, and she stopped like 4 years ago. Changed her whole content. She went from 2,000 followers to hundreds of thousands of followers. Yeah. Um. that was nobody but God, Miss Deborah. And like I said, He gives you things in dreams and all kinds of stuff. And this is a process, y'all. With this YouTube thing, everybody starts with one, and you just keep going and going and going, and you work hard, and then you got the demons that come in and try to tear your little kingdom down. Little small kingdom ain't big as nothing. Ain't big as nothing, trying, thriving. And people see, oh Lord, Jesus Christ, what? See what I can do. People just crazy like that. Miss Deborah says, I read that one. Miss Candy says, gee, when someone gets a strike, how long is it before the strike falls off or does it stay forever? It don't stay forever. Like he said, he does get a chance to appeal it. And I think it's like 3 months, 3 months, but you can't get another one in that a little frame. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's just maybe that the people, I don't know, the way they was talking to people were just on a striking roll and shame on them and blase, 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 and all this kind of boo mess, child. It's a lot. Miss Maria says, but no, it don't stay forever, child. You ain't gonna get but so many chances. Your butt gonna be up off of there. Um, Let's see. Ms. Maria says a lot of CC started with reality TV have changed to other subjects. A couple said it is really hard to get out of the sector. It is hard. Um, and while you're trying, you lose a lot of stuff. I, I'm I'm waiting on a word. I'm praying on something, and I'm just waiting on the word to go here from God, child. This mess is it be a lot, child. But and then people just get up there and just ramble like me. I ramble sometimes. I just pop on and ramble and whatever it is, it beats whatever it is, child. We just talk about whatever. Miss Saint says, hello everyone, just getting home from the streets. Child, it must not be cold where you at, Miss Sonia, honey. A lot of people still talking about getting some cold weather, what is it, sleet and snow and all that, child. We done had hours. I hope we done. We ain't have a whole lot, but I hope we were really done. Um, yeah, I said about 3 months. hmm But yeah, in that process, you get to appeal. Um, or whatever. And then they'll come back. They're supposed to come back and give you an answer or whatever, whatever. But it also depends on what it is, how bad it is, and all that kind of a bullshiggity stuff, child. It just be a lot. And then too, you can try to avoid all of that, but trying to avoid all of that, that'll run right straight to you, child. It would just run right straight to you. And you ain't got no other choice but to deal with it. But I don't know, because the people were saying he didn't get he wasn't it was like they were saying his you couldn't strike his channels though when all that stuff was really heavy in the air. So I really don't know how, this one particular one could be like the whammy, if that makes any sense. Yeah, 3 strikes in 90 days results in channel termination. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how many he had. He didn't share that. He just said it was like it was one. So I'm trying to figure out how bad was that one. And even though he said that, he was saying they said by Friday. He said he didn't know. He wasn't for sure. But if they sent you an email or whatever, shouldn't you know? I'm just saying. I'm just asking. But yeah. So he literally had to literally had to shut down the live because the people's was hot than fish grease, and they could have been still going on right about right now, child. That's how mad that the people was over there behind him losing his channel and all the hard work that he had put into his channel. So yeah, he just ended the live and told people thank you and thank everybody for their cash apps and they love and they support, and letting the people know he wasn't worried at all about it, and he's just gonna try la 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 on over there to the other websites or whatever. So you know, it is what it is. But as for me, I really think he kind of knew something may have been coming down the pipeline for him to have disappeared off of YouTube like he did. He was one that was up there all the time, and let me shut up. But he was up there all the time, so all of a sudden he just like stopped. So. mm. Miss Sonia says, okay, oh well. Miss Deborah says, but he was still in a way blaming Mel QS for his channel getting taken to apps. That's why the people was mad. That's why come a lot of the people that got up on the panel was mad. But like I said, he did allow some of the male supporters to get up there and speak their piece as well. It kind of got back, kind of got to the going back and forth tobacco for a minute, and he had to intervene. Let him speak. Let him speak. You know, so everybody feels how they feel about, I guess, who they care about, and right is right and wrong is wrong, and we synced a lot of stuff that was done wrong. So I often wonder myself. So yes, why now? Yes, YouTube notified you of a strike. Miss Sexy Diva says hotcakes and I stay with the mess of funky BBL food. Oh, Miss Sexy Diva. But y'all know what? I've noticed, a lot of people that was in his circle and on YouTube and stuff that did a lot of dragging and talking up on the Mel's clothes and talking about her kids and her mom and them. I don't really see those people on YouTube no more. You know, I don't know, child. It's like you just got to get out here and just talk about anything, anything. Say something, But it's like they don't want to do that. They just got more. I'ma say they got more, way more from the show and talking about her and the back and the forth and the back and the forth and all that kind of stuff. Miss Saint says, "Hi, Maria. Hey, girl." And she's speaking to Miss Deborah, Sexy Diva, and Candy. Yes, child. So all of that. So, tomorrow is Friday, child. So we just gotta wait it out and see what tomorrow is will bring. Miss Maria says, Deborah, you mean the CCs and celebs that he had routinely defamed and slandered? Mm. Miss Deborah says, hey, Sonya. Miss Steve says, I am glad you two finally took that a stalker hotcakes down. Is it gone? I haven't checked to see if it was gone. Actually, today, Miss Candace says, hi, Sonya. Miss Sensitive says, hello, Sonya. But I haven't checked over there. I listened last night because I was hearing about it on the YouTube streets. You know, it's not a lot of people that's really talking about it. You know, it's being taken down or whatever. But yeah, how low can you go? Yeah, he was going good or son. I was like, huh, dang, where this dude come from, child? When you say no holds, ooh, child, he didn't hold nothing back. Miss Maria says that sensitive to me too. He did wasn't too much for far. I guess he did way too much for far too long. Yeah, because I told y'all they said his channel wasn't set up like everybody else's channel was, and he was never worried about being, you know, getting the strikes, and he didn't care about that because you know it was like he was untouchable. Um, Miss Deborah says his channel is being taken down on the 12th tomorrow. Yeah, he said tomorrow. Um, but then he also said that's what they said. He didn't really know, but he was just, you know, putting it out to let the people know, you know, for the channel and stuff, child. So I don't know. So maybe he'll get over there on his TikTok and whatever else he gonna be on, and rig it up and get his cash apps. And I don't know if they do what kind of stuff they do as far as monetary gain and all that kind of stuff. Um, Miss Maria to myself, well, looks like somebody reached out and touched him. Child. Miss Candace says, I'm surprised M has not sued him or sent a cease and desist for from posting her pictures. He is still defaming her. Yeah, yes. You know what, Miss Candy? Sometimes y'all, when people be doing stuff to you, you can see it. But then you be like, if I mess in it, it can blow up. If I don't mess in it, maybe it'll die down. You know the saying, if you don't feed it, it won't grow. Maybe it could be one of those type things. But then also you get to the point where you be like, you know what? You're going to stand for something or fall for anything. Enough is enough. I am sick of it. And you begin to speak out. So it could be one of those things, child. I don't know. I'm sure she's saying, you know, from that show, she never, never in a million years would have thought that she would have ran into the bullshit she has ran into, honey. It's been a lot, a lot. Miss Maria says that Candy, you know, a cease and desist wouldn't stop him. Miss Deborah says he better be careful on TikTok because their rules are even stricter. Child, he'll bust them down, child. Bust them right on down to keep on going, child, till it can't go no more. Y'all know he don't care. Miss Candace says, I'm Miss Sonya says Hotcake's going to say YouTube changed their mind because his channel ain't going anywhere. He just wants cash apps. Yes. Yes. Child, I don't understand. Miss Candace says, I'm sorry, but I'm not the kind to sit back and take it. Once I let loose, there is no stopping me. You're not going to attack me unprovoked. Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, Miss Candy. Mm. Miss Maria says, we've seen when M gets quiet, she's working behind the scenes. And it could very much be one of those things too. But you know, as for me listening, and you know, it took a lot. Yeah, it do. It's just like being over there with Carlos for King Child. It takes a lot. But as for me listening, it still was no remorse there, child. None at all. Could care less. You know, the people gonna be for who they gonna be for. That's just how it is. Mm. But then Y'all know how you hear the people say, I've never heard another black woman. I'm gonna take another black woman down. Woot woot woot. Be the main ones that's doing that, miss. The main ones. Hmm. They was over there screaming, I'm a woman. I'm a woman first. But right is right and wrong is wrong. I said, maybe they didn't hear what we heard. I don't know. Mm. Miss Deborah says he gonna care when his pockets run deep. Child. Mm. The way he was talking, like he was getting ready to go on vacation again, child. I don't know who fronting his Cancun trips and all those places, child. Cancun? Wait, what? Oh my goodness. Mm. He sounds like he's part of the Diddy tribe. He takes what other people do and make it his own. Is that what he doing? Cancun? Ain't Madden been to Cancun? Harry? That what he was saying? I'm just saying. Seems a little weird to me. Miss Maria says can't none of them say what M did wrong. Um, yes, they can, Miss Maria. The question would be, would it be true? They can create something in their own delusional world, but it's up to the people to believe it. Now, even though we heard the same thing, those people over there that's rah-rah for him heard, they still in denial. I mean, I'm just saying. I think it just depends on how weak your mind is. It's a weak-minded people on YouTube, child. It's a whole lot of weak-minded people. Because, see, you're not going to get me to turn against nobody, and nobody ain't did nothing to me. What that lady do to me? Why I need to drag that lady and her kids? She ain't did nothing to me. Oh, you got a beef with her? But that's your beef. That's not my beef. Mm-mm. And it's sad that a lot of supposed to be grown people don't know how to do that. They just jump in. I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in. Is it my turn yet? Hey, over here. Flag me in too. Child. Um, Miss Candace says, if we are keeping it real, none of these people would have never known of M if she was not on this show. Speak on it. They all created this image of who they think she is, when in fact they do not know her at all. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. But you know what? He's not the only one that's overly obsessed with her. You know, that stuff can be overwhelming. It can make you feel like you can't breathe. You know, a lot of people want to jump on the bandwagon because of what M can make them look like, or because of what M might possibly be able to do for them. It's all about, it all boils down to, what can I get out of this? I mean, yeah. Hey, Miss Night, she says, hello, everyone driving home. Be safe out there. But yeah, it's all about what they can get out of 'em. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, I be like, good God, some of these people be too much. Overbearing. Um, mm, and Miss Maria says, but is he actually going anywhere? I saw a video showing how people fake the funk for social media. Absolutely. Mhm. Miss Deborah says he probably have a moving screen behind him. He probably not on no vacation. Girl, I cannot with you. I ain't messing with you. And Miss Maria says something like, "Hello, gorgeous. Be careful." Miss Saint says, "Hi, something like." Miss Maria says, "Thank you, Miss Maria." And Miss Deborah says, "Some people can look and smile in your face and do not like you at all because jealousy and envy is real." Hmm. I thought them people like me. Child! Mm. When I say the plot is real, the plot is real, Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah, would you just say that the people just mind is just weak? Miss Deborah, would you? I've always said stop being a follower and be a leader, honey. Miss Deborah, help me out. What? Child, I cannot. Y'all know what they say? It happens to the best of us, child. It really do. Mill ain't bother them people. I ain't bother nobody. But that don't make it, that didn't stop the people from targeting you. Did it? Of course not. Mm. Child, that first mess that rolled out that boy mouth. Ooh, wee. Child, you two should have. But they didn't. They did not. Mm-mm. But it was really strange to see a lot of people saying a whole year. Like they believed that part when he told them, it was something a year ago, and then something was about Stormy. And what he said, it didn't even make no sense at all because he went up. He went up for Stormy. And y'all go up for who y'all want to go up for. I go up for who I want to go up for. And just because I was going up for Stormy, I lose my come on now. Come on now. Leaving something out. You are leaving something out somewhere. Please fill in the blanks. Y'all see no people that start in the middle and at the end. Miss Deborah says, "I get what you are saying, G, and I hear you." Child. Mm. But y'all know what I keep tell. I have to tell myself, Miss Kane, I heard what you said when when it's on, it's on. But that old spirit on the inside of us will be like, get into it. But if you sit back and cross your legs and say, get them, big God. Big God gonna get them too. May not know nothing about it, but he gonna get them. Miss Maria says it's the whole. If I don't like you, then he don't like you, and she don't like you. Now we don't like you. Those people are called followers, never a leader. They don't have it in them to be a leader. Mm-mm. They just do whatever they tell them to do. How you going? What the? I wish I would. And see, I'm tell y'all this part right here though. That's one of the reasons why I got attacked because I had got a phone call pertaining to one of my mods, and because I didn't go along to get along, and I didn't believe what was being said to me, I got attacked. I promise y'all, it was maybe a not even a week after I had got that phone call pertaining to one of my mods, and then the next time it was my turn. I was like, "What? She did no mess like that. Where my mod at?" And then it was my turn. Shout out to you, girl. Hey, P. Jackson. We see you. I see you, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Woo, you was the devil. Mm. Miss Sonia says he is trying to make Stormy feel bad for him so she can give him another $4.99. Baby, I think them $4.99 days has been gone some time ago. Child, that girl need that $4.99 for the I, the R, and the S, honey. Miss Candace says if I give you a chance to course correct, I never attack anyone. But when I get tired, the they the gloves are off. Hmm. Yeah, the gloves are on. Miss Denise says facts. Cause I called Miss Denise. I told Miss Denise about what happened. I showed did. And Miss Denise was like stunned, like we were stunned. I said, "What the fuck?" I don't know where that came from. That came out of left field, creating lies. Well, that really pissed her off when I didn't believe it. I ain't go along. I don't have to go along to get along. I'm judging for what I know and from my communication with the said person. I believe that. Then it became my turn. How y'all get the whole YouTube street to go against one person that just got 2,000 subscribers? Oh Lord, I was up here that Saturday morning, child. I ain't even know what was going on. I guess it was sent out to everybody except for me. I ain't getting no notification about nothing. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I did do. What I did do for that lady was I begged everybody to go and subscribe to the channel. I begged everybody to go and replay the videos to help. I went over and I would be on the panel with the lady to try to make her feel comfortable. As I'm still trying to get comfortable doing YouTube myself, but it was just about support things. But nevertheless, I guess it was just my turn. And that's the way it was supposed to be. Shout out to V Jackson. V Jackson, girl, you's a piece of work, girl. You know how to get the people pumped up. I'm gonna invite you over to my panel one last time though. Ain't gonna be today because I'm about to get up off here, but shout out to her, shout out to V Jackson. If y'all see out there in the YouTube screens, please let her know that I shouted her out today. I really, really, and let her know too that I said God don't like ugly. Until you do right by the people, everything, everything that you do gonna fail. And let me tell you something else too, Miss V Jackson. God gonna make you tell on yourself. He is. I'm calling your name because I want everybody that see you on YouTube. I need the people to do one more thing for me. Don't listen to me. When you see that amazing person that loves to create chaos on the YouTube streets, her name is V Jackson. I want y'all to tap on her picture. I recently did it myself. And when you tap on that picture, I want you to tell me, do you see peace or do you see evilness? Don't listen to me, but tap on the picture the next time y'all out there in them YouTube streets and y'all see her out there. Till I shouted her out. Chaos creator, a liar. Didn't work for Miss Denise, so I'm going to go at her. And also, y'all, please let her know that I've had quite a lot of people coming to me, letting me know that she was trying to pull them in the background, over there on the Instagram and the Facebook and anything else you could, use. Child, let her know. But yeah, you have to call people out like that because if you don't call people out, that's just like a lot of us were saying, Mel is still protecting Martell. That's a form of protecting somebody that do evilness like that. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cover for that evil person. Sat up there behind my head every day. Some days she'd be like, I'm not gonna go up there today because da 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 da. But just as soon as you seen other people coming and the laughter was going on, you pop up there. And I would say, but I thought you wasn't gonna come. I see y'all having such a good time. I just jealousy, envy. You're getting a lot of attention. I don't like that. I gotta create chaos. And that's what happened, y'all. So it's a lesson learned. I, on my sons, on my grandkids. I thought them people like me. I thought they liked me, y'all. And the whole while in my sickness, they was creating chaos. Child, I cannot, child. Them was a cold-hearted people, child. Miss Denise says, I pray for my enemies and I move on. This is why I'm not in the sector no more. I do true crimes videos, child. I'm gonna start doing Law and Order or somebody. Law and Order. Talking about dealing with the narc and all that kind of stuff, child. Because when you have dealt with the narc, child, Um, you got a lot to share with the people that's so unaware of even being with the narc, because we make so many excuses for them. But yeah, y'all, when people start doing stuff and evil stuff, child, don't suppress it. Start calling them names out and let people put the light on them. They try to put the light on you, put that light back on them. And let people start watching them. I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to hear nothing. Well, put that light, shine that light on them. Y'all see what happened? I mean, it's not as bad, but y'all see what happened when Mel started calling Martell out? You see what happened? We do that, y'all. We try because, oh, I'ma feel this type. Stop. Speak your truth. Tell what happened. Miss Deborah says, Miss Denise, what is your YouTube link? You on? She's on TikTok, Miss Denise. Um, oh y'all, and Miss Denise did give me an update on my blanket, child. It is looking so amazing, so beautiful. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. But anyway, we just get up here, we just talk about so much stuff, different things, not necessarily always a TV show. Eon is coming back on. I'm so glad to be talking, getting ready to be, we can talk about that. And I'm not really a TV person. I catch things because I have a full-time job. I catch it when I catch it. I get up here when I can get up here, and we just talk about whatever. Um, and like I said, people that doesn't have a full-time job, yeah, they got all day long to search the web and search this and do that and all kinds of stuff. Job, you work a full-time job and you go home, turn around and time is done changed. It's getting dark. It's too early now. Girl, you ready to lay down and repeat what you just did all over again the next morning if the good Lord wakes you up. But Miss Deborah, she is at work, but she is over there on Miss Maria. Is it TikTok? I think it's TikTok. I don't know. Maybe she'll come on through with it or whatever. But anyway, if she don't, we have to give it to you the next time. Um, Miss Deborah. But yeah, we done been up here for an hour and a half. Miss Maria said TikTok. But yes, so thank y'all for joining the live. Greatly appreciate it so much. Prayers up to the guy, if his channel is being taken away. My sweet, where you been? My sweet, we had this discussion yesterday. Don't you remember? What time is it? Here it is, almost 3:30, my sweet. And they was talking about your man over there again too, and Marlon Wayne and all the other people trying to come out and be on your team and try to support your little man, but the people still dragging him real bad. And 50 Cent said he gonna do a part two. Probably put that one on YouTube, my sweet. What you gonna do about that? Hmm? Miss Maria says, my sweet, hey girl, hey. Oh, and my sweet, I'm so glad you popped in real quick. And one more thing, he did an interview with a TV company because he said that he knows that they plays it in the prison. So guess what, my sweet? Your man get to look at himself on TV. My sweet, I know y'all mad. Y'all, you about to sue them people, ain't you, my sweet? My sweet says, I just got back. I heard, wasn't it wonderful? My sweet, I know y'all gonna try to sue him, ain't you? Yeah, but he said he knew that TV network was the one that they plays in the prison. Was it ABC? Maybe. Anyway, my sweet, he know your man ain't gonna have no other choice but to sit there in that prison and look at it with the rest of his friends. It looked like he's making a lot of friends out there. I got one more question for you, my sweet. Why y'all didn't pay that man that was videoing y'all? Why he didn't pay that man? Now he done got himself in another pickle. My sweet, I thought you said y'all had the money back. I am going to sue them. My sweet said she going to sue them. My sweet, you gonna sue him. Child, you're gonna have to keep us posted, child. And please, please, my sweet, don't hesitate to share with the good people. You know, when he's in prison, and I don't know if you'll be there and watching it with him when he see the documentary. Please let me know how he responded to everything and what they put out about him. My sweet said we pay who we want. Well, my sweet, you messed up real bad by not paying that man though. He gave all the information to 50 Cent. Why would y'all want to do that? Oh my God. Mm. And I'm finna get up off of here, and I might be back in a couple of hours because I got to go over here and listen to Tisa Tales, my sweet, because Tisa Tales is telling the people that the man that did the videoing is speaking out, my sweet. The man is speaking out about how 50 Cents ended up with all of this stuff. And I want it, my sweet. Do you have a price of how much that guy charged Diddy to video him? And the video didn't give Diddy didn't give that dude that money. Do you know how much it was? My sweet says, well, he will be with me for Christmas. They lying. Miss Sonia says, hey, my sweet. No, he lied. No, they lied. Miss Candy says, Diddy is suing Netflix for $4 billion. What? Oh my God. Miss Candy, how he gonna sue them for $4 billion? $100. And y'all didn't pay the man $100 and just handed Diddy's life over to 50 Cent. My sweet, make that bullshit. It make sense. My sweet, that don't make no kind of sense. Oh my God. My sweet. Well, I don't know if Diddy shared that with you yet, but Miss Candy just let us know that is y'all suing Netflix for $1 billion with a B? She said, yes, we are. Oh my God. Mm. Mm. Well, my sweet, honey, it look like all of us gonna be all right. Miss Candy says, how can you sell someone else videos? Allegedly, Miss Candy, technically, the people are saying that it was never Diddy's videos because he didn't pay that guy. That's what the people were saying. Miss Candy, I don't know. Ask my sweet hun. My sweet said that man mad because he didn't get his oil. I cannot. Well, Miss Ain says I will sue Netflix too. Try anyway. Hmm. Child, you know he's in there. His head is spinning. His mind is spinning. Child, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. But y'all know what they say? He told Netflix them to take it down, and they said they ain't about to do that bullshit. They ain't taking nothing down. Still the number one. Miss Candace says, my question is, how do you go to someone and say, I want to buy the videos Diddy made? Oop, just like you just said, Miss Candy. And then he gonna say, what's the price? How much you willing to pay me? Child, he probably done made that back plus minty more. So we said, I told y'all we were suing Netflix. I cannot with her. Mm-mm. My sweet, I cannot with you. Child, but yeah, that's what they said. Technically, it wasn't, it was him, but he didn't pay the dude for doing his job. So it can be up for anybody, Miss Candy. I guess that's what the dude was saying. I don't know if that's the case. Sound like to me, he gonna sue that dude too then. That was my life story, partner. How you gonna sue me for my life? Mm. Miss Deborah says Diddy lost the rights to the videos because he would not pay for them. So he has no case against Netflix or anyone. Oop. I just try to tell people that. Miss Candy said it appears that the videos were Diddy's intellectual property. He was put in jail before he finished the filming. Oop. Mm. When I see, There's so many different stories. There are so many different stories to this. Yep, there are so many different stories to it. So, do y'all think that maybe the guy gave him the opportunity to purchase what he had filmed thus far, and Diddy didn't come through, or what? But he can't do but so much if he on lockdown. He ain't like he got his celica phone in his in his orange outfit. I'm just saying. Miss My sweet, so you wrong. That man was paid. He just didn't get his oil. Girl, what kind of oil he needed? A baby oil. Was it some of that baby oil? Child, I cannot. I don't know, y'all. We gotta wait and see how all this bullshitty mess is gonna play out, because it look like it's gonna be a mess. Miss Deborah says no, the videos have been done, and Diddy was not pleased with them, so he refused to pay the guy. What? Well, and then that gets the next time he get ready to refuse something, he gonna think twice about it, Ma Sweet. Thank you, Miss Maria. Ma Sweet said yes, we do have a cell phone, a baby oil. I cannot with her. I cannot. So you saying, My Sweet, in lockdown, Diddy is allowed to have baby oil still, and he still has access to his Celica phone? Is that what you want the good people to know? And he still has access to you as well? Ah, damn. Is he in that place where Martha Stewart was at? Allegedly? Child, this is too much for me. Mm-mm. Mm. Well, uh, Diddy, 50 Cent said there was so much left that, he could only do so much this time around, but, he still got so plenty more to do, that he could pull up out of his stuff and create some more stuff. Mm. Not Ja Rule. He getting ready to pop something out on Ja Rule, bald head. Ja Rule, what is you jumping in it for? Lord have mercy. My sweet, has Ja Rule been out there to see him? Yes, he do. Would you like to speak to him, my man? No, ma'am, I do not, honey. Not right now. Not right now, my sweet. I'm doing just fine communicating through you. I ain't got no problem with that. None at all. Don't tell him I got a problem with it. We're gonna leave it like it is, honey. Child, I cannot. But yeah, Ja Rule done jumped in it, child. Marlon Wayne done jumped in it. I tell you, we just got to see what all this mess is about. And Ja Rule, little stuff supposed to be popping off. What's this? Maybe February, March, probably in the next 3-4 months or something like that. Miss Candy says Ja Rule and 50 have been beefing for a while. Well, I don't know why Ja Rule gonna get in the mix of this right here, knowing that 50 Cent could possibly have some stuff on him. My sweet says, I can get an interview for you. LOL. Please. Okay. Yes. Um, Miss Candace says 50 actually has gotten a lot of backlash. People see him and Diddy as one and the same. I heard that too, Miss Candy. I heard that as well. Miss Maria says that Candy, who ain't got beef with 50? I heard that as well. I did. I did hear that as well. But it was like, to me, and like I said, I haven't looked at it. I've been hearing a lot about it, and I'm still on the fence of whether or not if I want to look at it. But all of those guys coming up and stuff, trying to make it, child, how low would they go? It's just no telling how low that all of them, not just did it, but all of them, how low did they go to get where they are today? You just never know. Trading and shake and getting rid of the switching girls and all that kind of mess, man. But the good people did say Tupac had a whole lot of women. My sweet, they said Tupac had more women than your man. I'm just saying. My sweet says 50 mad that baby mama wanted my man. Ooh, and not him. Miss Maria says, I ain't had nothing for 50 cents since he mistreated his eldest son and his baby mom. Well, now how can the pot call the kettle black? How can they do that? Child. Sweet said he did, and I ain't mad. Miss Candy says, Dilly only like other people's girls. All the women he dated were seeing other people. Ooh, he sound like Tuna Cat. Copy and paste. Uh, he had no mind of his own. Child, I cannot. Miss Ebony says, hello, beautiful ladies. What I missed? Girl was talking about Hot Cakes channel being taken down. Talked about Angie Stone and um D'Angelo's son on Tamron Hall and the Breakfast Club yesterday. And Cassie being sued possibly. And now my sweet done fell up in here talking about her man. Miss Maria says to Ebony, hey friend, where you been? My sweet says, that's a lie. I only dated him. Miss Sonya says everything, Ebony. My sweet, you only dated who? Well, you might have only dated him, but him been dating a whole lot of people, honey. Child. Miss Candy says, yeah, like when we come in late, you never mind recapping what was said. You are the best. Thank you, Miss Candy. I appreciate it. Miss Ebony says, in my opinion, High Kate either hit his channel and it's some money gram. I don't believe. Money grab? Money gram. What? Hot Cakes either hit his channel and it's some I think it had something to do with some money because he was sounding a little pitiful, and the people was popping off them cash app to him over there from what I seen. Um, my sweet says my man, no, he just used them. Mm. All right, Colbert. Miss Maria says I'm gonna start calling my sweet Sonya Nesto. Hey, Miss my sweet, do you have you got your Winnebago sitting out there, in the parking lot out there? Money grab, Miss Ebony said. Miss Ebony, I think so too. But the people saying it's real, you know that his channel is supposed to be taken down, but at the same time, play on it and play on it till you can't play on it no more, I guess. I don't know. Child, nah, Nesto and Sonya, child. Sonya is gone. Sonya is gone. My sweet, we're not about to let him take your mind like that. Nah, we're not about to let that happen. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Can't do that. Miss Maria, she said, why we gotta be a nasty Nesto? Cause Nesto is a whole fool all by himself. Nesto still thinking he gonna get out soon, y'all. I cannot with Nesto. Miss Ebony says, I didn't know that they give you a couple of days before countdown. If they snatch it, they snatch it. That's what I always thought too. Miss Ebony, I don't know. I'm just telling you what that guy had over there on his channel, honey. Um, and there was another girl too. I mean, I'm not gonna say they hasn't changed some rules and stuff, child. They could have changed it. I don't know. But there was another girl, I think I can't remember if she said they already took hers, but she did get an email saying that her channel was being terminated as well. But did she get some more days? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I forgot. I had to go back. Miss Marcy says we have money Nesto don't. And Sonya don't either. Mm-mm. Miss Maria says at Ebony, well, two things can be true. We'll see tomorrow. He is probably trying to grab money, and his channel can be canceled. Mm. My sweet says, I'm just glad Hot Cakes is gone. We'll see, my sweet. We don't know. We will see. But as for me, like I said, I did hear little chatters about it, and I wanted to know, was it true? And I listened for myself, and that's what he said. The 12th, and the 12th is tomorrow. Um, Miss Maria says that my sweet, not anymore. Anyway, Nesto had money for a minute. Miss Candace said, "You reap what you sow." Mm. Yes. Miss Ebony says he should have been gone like last year gone. Mm. Miss Ebony, take that back maybe 2 or 3 more years, honey. Mm-hmm. I never forget when he was going to her and he was mentioning about suing her. And I was over there that particular time and I put in that chat and I said, can you just leave that lady alone? She got small kids and you just go your way. She go, he was like, F that. He don't give a fuck about that. And I was like, okay, I just left that. That was way too much for me then. Mom Sweet said CK did that to hot cakes. Not CK. Not his number one fan. Child, I cannot. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Miss Ebony says, you right. Mm-mm. Child. That's what the devil do to us, child. He set you up, make you think you're winning, make you look good, make you think you're on top of the world, child. And things happen when you least expect it. When you least expect it. Miss Maria says that my sweet, no honor amongst the thieves. Ooh. Mm. Child. Hotcakes is putting it out there. The QS took him down. And let me tell y'all this too. Um, the word domain. Hold on for a second. So yeah, it was mentioned that the word domain about she had purchased that, and he was saying there was nothing spectacular about that either. He didn't know what she wanted to do with it or anything like that, but that was brought up in the conversation too. My sweet says, "Who's the thieves?" My sweet says, "Hello, son. Let's meet at Tanger." Um, my sweet, I think she's talking about hotcakes and them peoples over there and all that mess. Miss Maria says that Ebony, if so, he should have left her alone. She gave him a chance to stand down. He didn't, and she took care of business. Oh well, that's true. But y'all do know that sometimes people be wanting you to just take them out of their misery. You know, um, it's just really sad, but some people are like that, so they just keep doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Miss Maria says that my sweet CK Hotcakes and the crew. CK and the crew, honey. Mm, 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 mm. But I might have to go back and listen again because he was saying that he didn't have a problem with it. He didn't want to recap that show anymore. He wanted to spend time like recapping the producers and that sort of stuff or something like that. That's what he was saying, child. I'm like, you still trying to gravitate to that show? Let it go. Just let it go, dude. Man, if they was gonna have that dude on that show, don't y'all think he would have been up there by now? I don't know who's so thirsty, him or Coleslaw. Is anybody got some water in the chat? Cause they both need some water. When my sweet Miss Saint says, when my sweet, I'll be in Macon Christmas week. Uh, uh, uh. But child, we gotta wait, y'all, and see what this end game gonna be with this mess. Miss Maria says they need some milk. We gotta wait and see what the end gonna be with this bull mess right here, child. It might be a plot, child. Who knows with these people? They're so tricky. My sweet says that's why CK called him out about trying to tell everything, every mofo thing. Miss Candace says, is it true they added 2 weeks of ratings to get the last update of 278,000 views? They had it I said it was the whole episode, Miss Candace. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Miss Deborah says that is why his channel got struck. He kept putting the production name in his mouth. Ooh, mm. So are y'all saying, without saying, that it could have been numerous of people that was doing the striking? I'm just asking. For a friend. Is that what y'all saying? Ooh, child. Possibility, honey. My sweet says that's better. I can meet you then. Tell me where. Yeah. Miss Maria says that Candy check Millie. She got the deets. Child. They ain't over there on that. Mm-mm. Yeah, it looked like they pieced that crap together, Miss Candy, to come up with something for the people because the people kept saying that they couldn't find the ratings. They couldn't find them. The only thing I need for y'all to go out there and find for me is Tuna Cat because she done got like the bird. She done got quiet on the set, honey. Now that you put it like that, maybe it was CK, but it makes him feel better to say QS did it. Ooh, say something, girl. Speak on it. Child, you better say something. You'll never know. That is so true, though. Yeah, because he don't like them. Mm. Could have been wildebeest or not. Yeah, wildebeest could have did it. Miss Maria says that Ebony, whoever did it, he brought it on himself. Child. But it sounded like, the people he have is gonna trail wherever he's trailing at, honey. I don't know. Um he had one of the aunties that shout out her podcast. So, they could meet up over there. You don't know. We never know. My sweet said it was CK, believe it. Miss Ain says, how do y'all like Candy's performance on The View? I didn't see her on The View, Miss Candy. Did you like it? Mm. Child. But yeah, I think he knows who did that to him and why and all of that. He's not slow. And he probably knew it was coming, y'all. It was just a matter of time. That guy really knew that it was something was getting ready to come at him. I do believe that. Miss Maria says everybody he dragged gave him the opportunity to stand down. He didn't, and here we are. So you know what? Now that y'all keep saying it like that, it could. Who knows? It could have been anybody, but he just calling out one said person. So, mm. Miss Deborah says AL is barking up the wrong tree. It's not the people he think. He started calling out the big dogs, and they watch these YouTube these YouTube channels. Miss Marie says, I heard it was awesome. Miss Sonia says, I enjoyed it. She sang a song from her a Broadway play. Oh. Um, Miss Ebony says, Maria, hey, and I agree. Mm, 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 mm. Wow. That's something. That's something special. But I'm getting off of here because I'm finna go over here and listen to see what Tisa Tales got to tell me. And my sweet, I might be back to let you know what Tisa Tales had to say about the cameraman and the money and all of the above that went on with your man. So you want to pick the phone up and call him while I go check this out. Miss Ebony says, didn't CK strike a couple CC's channel? What makes he think he's better? Because he was dragging the queen of reality TV for him, possibly, allegedly, don't know. He was untouchable. Perhaps. I mean, you just never know. It could have been some of them daggone Scots. Um, my sweet says, I don't like that woman. You don't like Tisa Tales? Oh no, sookie sookie. Tisa Tells did let us know on my sweet that they tried to get her in that their Netflix thing. I think they called her name out too. But yeah, they did call her name out over there on that part, Marsuite. But anyway, Miss Ebony says, "Well, everybody enjoy the day. I am going to give you another view because I am going to watch the replay." Thank you, Miss Ebony. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for joining the live. I appreciate y'all and love y'all so much. Like I said, I'm about to listen to Tisa Taylor, and I'm probably coming back in a little bit. No, 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 no. She was there. Yeah, she was at the trial. She was at the trial. How about Jasmine for senator? Yes, but the Miss Kennedy, the clear people trying to shut that down too. They trying to shut her down. Mm-mm. They not want that to happen. But prayers up to her though. I pray that she get it. Miss Maria says, at the end of the day, hotcakes made a lot of enemies of people in high places. Miss Deborah says, yes, Candy. He did make a whole lot of enemies. So, and y'all right, even though he calling out one name, there could have been multiple people that's been doing that stuff to him behind the backgrounds. And at the same time, still smiling in his face. You never know. But it's really sad that it gets to the point where it becomes legal and all that kind of stuff. And it's just the most. I'm sure. I'm sure. I really thought, y'all, that when we heard about the lives that was lost on the YouTube street, um, behind a bunch of craziness, that it would cease. But it seemed like it's just getting worse. I mean, arguing with people you ain't never met in your life, just talking behind a screen. Oh my God. That's a lot to think about. But anyway, I'm probably gonna see y'all later on. Y'all have a good afternoon. Bye.